coffee in the morning time. I limit myself to 2 cups.
It's probably a good call. I should try that sometime.
I have, when I was
that we would be able to.
It's bothering me.
Tried to, oh, to go to
In the
the
meantime,
no.
chill out. If you guys need any water or coffee, we're happy to get that for you guys. And we have some snacks in the other room.
Good morning.
Steve Berkowitz would say, I don't need any more coffee. That was a doctor friend.
Ramirez, you can go ahead. And Judge Morris, whenever you're ready, you can start.
Okay, perfect.
They're ready.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Great.
We are good if you're thinking. We're just not responsive yet.
Okay.
I said we're ready, but some of us aren't.
I got you. Well, let's see. Good morning, everyone. So today is Tuesday, August 13, 2024. So at this time, my name is Shandina Morris. I'm going to call to order our Division of Family and Children's Services Advisory Board meeting. So with that, at this time, I'm going to call the attendance. And so if you would just respond present or here, whether you are here in person or virtually, when I call your region. So region number 2. Okay. Region number 3.
Hey, present, Randall Hambrick.
Thank you. Region number 5.
Present, Anna Bearden.
And region number 8.
Present.
Thank you. Region number 9. Region number 10.
Tommy here, present.
Region 11. Region 12.
Allie Christensen here, present.
Region 13. Meredith is out. Region 14. Myself, Shandina Morris, present. And our at-large, Janice Venice. At-large, Jennifer Shimpa.
I'm present.
At-large, Jeff Murray. Jeff present. Okay.
Hi, this is Janice Van Ness. I'm present.
Okay, thank you. And at large, Virgil Costley,
Here, present.
present. Thank you. So at this time, I do believe we have quorum. Is that correct?
We do. We have 9 members present today.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, we will do the approval of the meeting agenda. So for everyone, some housekeeping rules. If you would, please state your name when making a seconding a motion so it will be included in the minutes. Today's meeting agenda has been distributed to everyone. And so are there any corrections and is there a motion?
Virgil Costa, so moved.
And is there,
Tommy Hill, second.
and I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Tommy Hill, second.
Okay, so it has been moved and properly second that the meeting agenda for today has been approved. Is there any discussion? All in favor, if you would say aye or raise your hands if you are virtual.
Aye.
Is there anyone that's opposed? Hearing none, the motion has been properly moved and seconded, so it carries. And so we have the approval of the meeting agenda. Now, at this time, we need the minutes approval. So this is from the DFACS Advisory Board, our last meeting, which was May 21st, 2021. And so the May 21st, 2024, excuse me, I think I said May 21st, 2021. The May 21st, 2024 meeting minutes. So for the May 21st, 2024 meeting minutes, those have been distributed to everyone. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions that need to be made? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the May 21st, 2024 meeting minutes?
Jennifer Shinpo,
Okay,
move to approve.
so there is a motion. Is there a second on that motion?
Virgil Collins, second.
Thank you. So there is a motion on the table that has been properly moved and second. That the Division of Family and Children's Services Advisory Board minutes for the May 21st, 2024 meeting has been approved. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand in the Zoom chat.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is there anyone opposed? And it appears that the members that are on the Zoom have raised their hands. Is there anyone opposed? Hearing none and seeing no hands raised for opposed, the meeting had the approval of the May 21st, 2024 meeting minutes carries. And it has been properly moved and second, and it was by unanimous vote. So now, at this time, am I going too fast? I feel like I'm flying.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Sometimes you all have to slow me down. I'm like, okay. Okay, so at this time, we would like to have our agency reports. And so we have our Deputy Commissioner of Child Welfare, Mary Havoc. And if you would you like to go ahead and report for us?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. I am glad to be here with you all today to share some of the events and initiatives that have been taking place within child welfare. And I want to start off with one that is particularly special. Next slide, please. And that is Celebration of Excellence. Each year we host this event which honors youth and young adults in foster care who have secondary and post-secondary achievements. You can see several pictures from our event this year, which was held on July 11th. And we had the opportunity to celebrate over 200 graduates. And during the event, so these are pictures from the luncheon, which actually closes out what is a 2-day event for our graduates. So they have the opportunity to come together and learn about various resources and hear from speakers that can help them as they move forward in their next stages. And we close with a celebratory luncheon. Our keynote speaker this year was Rick Jackson, who is the chairman and CEO of Jackson Healthcare. And we also had remarks from 2 graduates. One was a high school graduate and the other was a college graduate. And they were both absolutely dynamic. I had the opportunity earlier this week to speak with the college graduate about kind of what her next steps are and her desire to pursue even more education. So that was really a great opportunity. We were also honored to have several of our DHS and DFACS board members there. I just want to thank you all so much for attending. It really is an incredible event. And if you weren't able to join us this year, hopefully that you'll be able to join us in the future. So next slide, I'm going to share with you another celebratory event. This was held on July 21st. And the division partnered with the Atlanta Braves organization to celebrate caregivers and families for children in care. And the partnership allowed us to send over 30 caregivers and their families to the Braves game. So our families and youth had the opportunity to participate in lots of events that were pre-game events mostly, and then right as the game started, including there's a parade around the field they got to participate in, opening the park ceremonies, as well as game announcements. I had the opportunity to speak with some teenagers in foster care who were sharing with me that this was their first ever MLB game. So it was a very special experience for them. We've done some surveying of our caregivers to ask them about the experience. And we had one caregiver who said, and I just want to read this quote to you all, "I thank every person responsible for a fun day and excitement at the Atlanta Braves game. It meant so much to my boys, and it will be a lifetime of memory for them. It was worth the 8-hour round trip drive for them."
Oh,
Yeah, so that was great. And you can see the pictures here throughout the park. So not only did we get to recognize caregivers, but we also had the opportunity to really recruit for additional caregivers that day. You can see there on the Jumbotron some advertisements encouraging folks to consider fostering. And it's really just a great all-around opportunity for us. Next slide, please. Can we move to the next slide? State of Hope, I wanted to share with you all that the 2024 State of Hope grant cycle originally closed on August 11th, but they extended that through today because of a technical glitch. And State of Hope really is an opportunity. It is in our Office of External Affairs, but that work, I think, benefits families across the division. So I wanted to highlight it because it creates the opportunity for organizations and individuals across the state to apply for funding for projects or ideas that they have that can help keep children safe and strengthen families in their own communities. It first started in 2018. So we are several years in now, and overall have given over $2.4 million to 103 different organizations across the state. Since State of Hope started, they have 4 kind of primary bucket areas that they fund in: education, trauma awareness, quality caregiving, and economic self-sufficiency. So there's some information on our website if you're interested in learning more kind of about it and some of the past recipients of those grants. But we're pleased that this continues and feel like it's a great prevention strategy for the work that we do in child welfare. Next slide, please. So I have mentioned in the past few meetings our efforts around technology modernization. That continues to be a priority for us in child welfare. And when we were together in May, I discussed Georgia CommuniCare. We were really excited to be able to launch the CommuniCare app during the month of May, which of course is National Foster Care Month. And, you know, we really feel like that this create another layer of ease and accessibility for the groups that it serves, which of course are CASAs, foster parents and parents, as well as DFACS staff members who have access as well. It creates the opportunity for them to get the information that they're legally entitled to from Shines and communicate with each other. We are very interested in, you know, how we can promote and improve CommuniCare. And so one of the things that we have done is contracted with an associate professor of social work at the University of Georgia, who is going to help us collect some honest feedback from all of the user groups. And he's going to be starting this month interviewing our top 10 DFACS users and supervisors, and then we'll move on to CASAs and foster parents and birth parents, and we will take the feedback that we get and use that for system enhancements. With CommuniCare being modern technology, we can make much quicker enhancements to it than we can with our legacy system of Shines. So we are excited about the potential that exists with CommuniCare and have gotten some positive feedback already. Next slide, please. Of course, that's not the only thing that we are doing around technology modernization. We also have a project in the works called Georgia Caregiver Connection, and that's going to digitize the foster parent onboarding process. So a prospective foster parent will fill out an inquiry form on the website, and then that gives them access to the system where they can track their progress, fill out forms, upload forms. They can sign up for training, information sessions, communicate with staff members, and it's all right there. So we won't have any emails back and forth and questions about, did I turn in this form? Did you get this form? Those kinds of things. So we're very excited about Caregiver Connection. And of course, along with that, our teams are also working on the technology that is going to digitize the process for foster parent reimbursements for our DFACS foster families. So we are thrilled about that and feel like that's something that's long overdue and will be very supportive for foster parents. So I will continue to keep you all updated. I didn't mention, but the Caregiver Connection will do reevaluations there. So not just the initial onboarding, right? But then when it's time for the reevaluation, the forms can be uploaded there as well. So I'll continue to keep you all updated on our efforts as we roll those out throughout the year. And then my final update is later this month, we are going to be hosting a permanency forum, which is going to be an in-person opportunity for DFACS leaders and SAGs to come together and spend a couple days learning and strategizing around permanency and ways to increase permanency. So with that, I want to say thank you all, and any questions that you may have, I'm open to.
We have a question online from Randall Hambrick, and she said, Mary, is the celebration of the caregivers a yearly event? Any plans to do it next year?
Yes, the Celebration of Caregivers is an annual event. It has not always been done in partnership with the Braves. We did that last year and have done it again this year. So we will be surveying our caregivers, as I mentioned, right? So we're still getting all the feedback from them, and then we'll decide how we're going to honor and celebrate them next year, because we want to make sure that whatever we're doing is something that is well received by our foster parents.
Can I ask a quick addendum to that also?
Sure.
Is it, you said there were 30 families that were served. Is there a relatively small limit on the people that can participate, or is it open to everybody and makes sense? So if 100 foster families wanted to do it, was there space for that, or was it mainly just 30 spaces?
Well, so we started with our 14 caregivers that were recognized in each region as Caregiver of the Year, right? Okay. And then, of course, when we were planning the event, we don't know who those families are going to be and how many people are in their family, and we want everybody who's a member of their family to be able to participate. So we estimate on the high end when we are, working with the Braves around tickets. And then if we have the opportunity to open it up to additional families, then we do. We were also able to offer a discounted ticket link where additional families could purchase tickets that we shared across the board with all of our family members.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I have a comment and a question. First of all, I just think it's absolutely marvelous that you've been able to include so many people in the sharing of information, because when we first started CASA in Georgia, we were kind of the people that you looked down at and wondered why they were here. And obviously that is a a group that needs to have information, but they always had some. It just was not organized very well. So that's just a wonderful, wonderful update. The other question, will we be getting a report about, talking about the celebration of excess? Are we going to talk about those children that are aging out? Get some numbers or information about, because that has been a real problem. And I know y'all are trying to address that. I know there's a little money to do that, but there's never been enough. And I don't have a good appreciation for what you're doing. Not that you are doing that. I don't know what it is exactly. And that's a group I think that is for years and years was underserved. It wasn't until about 1998, I guess, that even the Congress provided any money for it. So the end of my question.
Yes, we can provide some more information about that at a future meeting.
Okay.
Do a deeper dive if you'd like.
Yeah, that would be great. That's a group that I really feel for. I still know a lot of foster parents from the 90s. So, and I talked to them about the kids that they have, and it's just a special place in my heart for them. Thank you.
My last question is the tech modernization for Caregiver Connection. What's the timeline for that?
We are still working through some challenges. It will be at some point this year. We had planned to do some initial releases in the fall, but that may be pushed out just a little bit as we're still working through some back-end technology stuff.
Okay, thanks.
Do we have any additional questions for Deputy Commissioner Havoc? Okay. Well, thank you, Deputy Commissioner Havoc. That was very insightful. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So at this time, I am going to read to everyone. This was provided to all of our advisory board members, but I am going to share Commissioner Bro's DFACS Director's Report for August 2024. And it reads as follows. Dear board members, today I would like to share a few updates ahead of our board meeting on August 13th. Well, ahead of our board meeting on August 13th. First, we ended the 14-month Medicare redetermination process on May 31st, and in that time frame, we processed renewals for 2.8 million individuals. And let me repeat that. We processed renewals for 2.8 million individuals. We've also cleared out the SNAP backlog we've been working against for months. Now that we have a handle on renewals for both Medicaid and SNAP, business operations are returning to a new normal, and we are shifting our focus from processing renewals to meeting standards of promptness, SOP, in both applications and renewals. There are two things I'd like to highlight that will help us in our goal to meet SOP. The first is the SNAP program waiver we received from our federal regulators, which allow us to waive the interview for SNAP applicants at initial application, recertification, or both, provided that the state has verified the applicant's identity and completed all other mandatory verifications. This will help us streamline our processing and help us meet our goal of SOP. The second is an intelligent task routing initiative we are undertaking that will completely transform the way OFI caseworkers are assigned and complete their work. Instead of managing a caseload, workers will be assigned one case at a time based on priorities set by leadership. And let me repeat that part. Instead of managing a caseload, workers will be assigned one case at a time based on priorities set by leadership. On July 11th, we held the 2024 Celebration of Excellence, DFAC's annual event honoring the secondary and post-secondary achievements of our youth and young adults in foster care. This year, we celebrated more than 200 graduates. We're incredibly proud of their accomplishments, and we're excited for their bright futures. We were honored to have several of our board members attend this year's event along DHS leadership, staff, and additional special guests. On July 21st, DFACS partnered with the Atlanta Braves to celebrate Georgia's foster families and caregivers. With this partnership, over 30 caregivers and their families were able to attend the Braves game and participate in various pregame activities. Throughout the game, we were also able to encourage the recruitment of additional caregivers through various advertisement opportunities. This event serves as a statewide recruitment and retention opportunity for the division. Also in July, DHS announced the opening of the 2024 State of Hope grant cycle. Through State of Hope, organizations and individuals can apply for funding for projects that will keep children safe, strengthen families, and empower communities. To learn more about State of Hope and to access the application, just go on the website and you will be able to click there and do that. We encourage you to help us spread the word in your communities. This year's application cycle closes on August 11th. As always, thank you for your partnership and support of our agency and its mission. Sincerely, Commissioner Candace Brooks. And once again, you all have a copy of that letter in your emails from the board. I believe that was sent from Emma a couple of weeks ago, so it's in there if anybody wants to take another look at that. And so at this time, I will share our board chair report. So as chair, there are a couple of items that I also wanted to share with you during this time. First, I wanted to also highlight the celebration of excellence that took place on July 11th. As stated, this event celebrated over 200 youth in foster care who graduated high school or college in 2024 and will be collectively attending 46 different institutions for higher education across the state. And if you all, and I was going to say, if you all would take a look on the screen, you can see some of the pictures. And in addition to that, there's a couple of pictures with our board members that attended, and they are also here present. So, Jennifer, Anna, raise your hands. So we were there. And I really, Emma and Emily and Deputy Commissioner as well. And I just really, really want to stress, I want to take a moment of personal privilege and stress this was a phenomenal event. Just to see all of the children that graduated and just to see how it really, really transformed them. So I would encourage all of our board members next year, and just anyone who is present and watching, if you all could attend. It is really moving, it's inspiring, and they are doing wonderful work. So I'm excited about the bright futures. And as a matter of fact, a couple of the graduates have reached out to our board members, and we're going to have lunch and stay in contact so we can mentor and support. So once again, I would just really encourage you all to participate next year. And if we could just give a hand to Deputy Commissioner and everyone from DFACS staff and support, because it was a phenomenal job. So let's see, next slide. Okay, so this was taken this past weekend, and so I would like to share that this is the kiosk. And so I had an opportunity to go to my local library in DeKalb County. It was the DeKalb County Library located on Gresham Road. And so when I went, when I tell you this is probably the most accessible and easiest anything that you could possibly do just by going to the library. It was right there when you enter the library. It's right there. It's very visible and it is very user friendly. So I just took a couple of pictures there to show you all how easy that is. And in addition to that, I had an opportunity to take my children with me. And so we had a wonderful experience at the library. I renewed my library card and got one for my kids. So I would also encourage our board members to share with others that on the website, or you can look this up, the kiosks where people are able to go ahead and get any benefits and check to see. So if you would just report that back to your constituents, how easy it is. And the library kiosks are all around. So I would encourage you all to do that. Let's see, and what else do we have? So I believe at this time, those were a couple of the updates from me as the board chair. And I know what everybody has been really, really waiting for and wanting to do is our committee breakouts. So we are going to take a moment and set up for that. I believe Emma sent everyone your committee assignments, but in the event that you did not have an opportunity to look at those, the committee assignments are as follows. So for child welfare and regional trends, we have Meredith Holt, who is out, Jeff Marr, Allie, Lacey, and Judge John Cosley. For OFI, that is myself, Shandina Morris. We have Fran, Belva, and Anna. And for community relations and hiring, we have Randall, Janice, Jennifer, and Travis. And so we will have probably about 10 minutes for a break between our shift to get everything set up for our breakouts, whether you are here in person or you are on it's not Zoom, it is Teams. So we will just take a moment to do that. For those of you that are in person while we're doing that, we have some light refreshments from Chick-fil-A, some fruit and some nuggets and some jellies and things of that nature. So please grab something while we transition from our break. And then once we return from our committee breakout sessions, then if everyone will be prepared to have a representative, either you yourself or a representative summarize your activities in terms of our chair reports. And we will have a discussion, I think, for about 30 to 45 minutes for our committee discussion. So anyone have any questions? Nope. Okay.
Well, just confirming, we're taking a 10-minute break and then going into committees? And then
yes. So just to make sure that everybody is able to connect, enter the break rooms. For those of us that are in person, we go to our designated areas. So it's 10:33 now. So I would say make sure that you are in your assigned breakout by 10:45, and that gives everybody enough time to make sure that our technology is right, because I don't do the technology.
So if we're online, we're going to be moved into a group. I mean, I don't know how to do that. Emma,
Yes,
are you moving
you
us into
should.
a group?
Yes, if you have problems getting into your group, text me and I'll get you there. But it should automatically put you in that group for those online.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And it should have an invitation where you just join, right?
It'll actually automatically put you
Just
in that group.
populate?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're on break until 10:45, and then you will join your groups, and then after that, we will continue with our board business.
Get our. Oops.
It did it.
Judge Morris, whenever you're ready.
Okay, everyone, it is 11:28, so I know that all of our committees had a wonderful breakout session. So at this time, if each committee would just give us an update in terms of letting us know who your committee assignments are in terms of the chair, how often you're going to meet, and just give us a brief update in terms of your meeting with the liaisons, and we'll go from there. So with that, we are going to start with OFI.
Okay. For the OFI committee, we have chosen to meet once a month moving forward via Teams or Zoom Teams. Hopefully the first Thursdays. We were thankful to hear from Laura today, and then hopefully we'll kind of dive into learning a little bit more of kind of departmental goals, so we can discuss some of how we as a committee can help with that and how we can bring some of that to the board. As far as roles, I will be serving as our secretary. Our chair is currently to be determined, but possibly Fran Chastain. We will invite her to that role. Hopefully that works with her. Some of the, I guess, current initiatives within OFI that we discussed a bit about is that task assignment that is piloting this week in DeKalb County to go statewide next week.
Go to camp.
Also, some new initiatives happening within the income verification system and moving those online. A new call system, which we were all interested in, the Whisper technology that is involved in the new call system that is meant to escalate calls if calls are escalating in language or maybe in language or in tone, that those get escalated to have a supervisor that taps into that call, which seems like a really helpful tool for those staff in particular.
Is that person gonna be a cop?
I think the intention is that person starts with the
No,
supervisor.
I know what you deal with, but.
Yes, I think those are kind of the highlights that we talked about from OFI, from the committee. Anything else?
Oh, no.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
So next we will have child welfare and regional trends.
It's me, Allie. So we had all of our members but one. I think we were trying to just decide the cadence of meeting and how to best get information. I don't know why my camera keeps going out, but we're thinking of really working to establish trust with within the regions, and maybe doing like a monthly dividing up the regions with each person on our committee kind of being the point of contact and developing relationships, improving trust, so that we can get down to kind of what what the issues really might be. And so that when we do get that regional report, but by the time we get it, you know, it's not really relevant necessarily. So working on kind of trying to fill that gap. We have not picked a chair yet. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Ally. And community relations and hiring.
We got the opportunity to meet with Deputy Commissioner Ann Burris in Lamarva, Ivory, in person. And we got the opportunity to look over some data on hiring and just really helpful information about where we're at as far as hiring versus turnover and our retention challenges currently. We have not selected a chair yet, and we're decided we're going to meet once a month, but we have not set the date. We kind of ran out of time. We got a little chatty there at the end, and so we'll email and figure all of that out and let you know.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. So at this time, we will go into our regional report. And so everyone, please provide 1 or 2 areas of goodwill in your region and 1 or 2 areas of improvement. And if you do not have those, just some updates that you may have. So with that being said, we'll start with Region 3.
Hi. Let's see here. Okay. I think one of the wins is they're working on starting a kinship unit in Region 3, which they want to create kinship experts who will be case managers for all the kinship placements.
And Randall, I hate to interrupt you, but for some reason your volume is low, so we're having difficulty hearing you.
Jeff, can you hear me online, or you guys can't hear me?
It's very low. I will ask that you use your outside football voice.
Okay, I don't know why it's slow.
That's good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Region 3, I think the things I'm taking away from chatting with the director for the region is that they've started a kinship unit in Region 3, which they're excited about because they're going to have experts on kinship who will be the case managers for all kinship placements. And I guess the thing that was a little bit challenging is that OFI shared about just being overloaded and overwhelmed and trying to work through a backlog, but then not being able to get the new cases as quickly as they would like. So I think their workload's quite high. But the kinship unit would probably be the win. Now, Jeff, if you have anything to add to that, this would be a good time for you to jump in for Region 3.
I just wanted to mention that up in Floyd, with the help of folks from Paulding County, we've just started a program for screen outs that we actually are calling, let me get this right, the Floyd Family Support Partners. And basically what has been done is Marty Robles, who is a DFACS supervisor, caseworker, is charged with taking, all the reports that have not risen to the level of intervention. And instead of just sending out letters, she is contacting them directly and, letting them know about the report and seeing what resources they might need. And then she's sending the referral to Restoration Rome, and then Restoration Rome is taking that and that referral and the needs and connecting those families with different organizations or agencies to provide the wraparound services for them. And so anyway, I do want to give Paulding that credit that it was a program that they had. It's kind of a hybrid of that. We met with them and are doing it a little bit differently. But anyway, but this will also utilize PSSF programming as well as early intervention contract with the state. And so anyway, we're just really excited about that. And if we can get it up and going, and we're also tracking data for the folks that that kind of come through, whether or not they engage in services or not. And then hopefully we're going to be able to track them and see if there are secondary reports, or ultimately they either do end up with intervention or not. So anyway, that's just something else that's going on that we're excited about in Region 3.
Thank you both. So that's Region 3. Region 5.
Oh, that's me. A couple of celebrations. So welcome to Siobhan Ming, that's joined us in Region 5 as the new regional director. She came from Hall County. I think she was introduced to folks this past week. So it has been, or to staff this past week. So I think it's been a pretty busy time for her. We've been just inundated with all kinds of back to school resources. So that's been another celebration for the county. Lots of school supplies, lots of closet resources in the county that have been helpful. A couple of things, just focuses, Home in 5 continues to focus on ideas for family recruitment. Yes, I think that continues to be a struggle in recruiting foster families, and kind of narrowing in on things that work really well in some of those. So lots of peer-to-peer recruitment ideas and initiatives kind of from Home in 5 there. And then I spoke very briefly with Siobhan. Again, it's early, but I think recruitment and retention of staff is still a big focus in Region 5, and kind of working towards some of that. And then I guess the other thing that I had kind of separate even from the region, and is a question from the celebration of excellence in particular. I think someone mentioned earlier we had the ability to meet a couple of folks, and we passed out some cards and things like that. But I would love for us to think about ways maybe for future celebrations of excellence, if there is a way that we could be helpful to a broader swath of students. So we met a couple, but I think there might be some cool ways that we could just like names or information put into hands for folks regionally that we might be able to connect with or help connect as they're graduating and maybe coming to or interacting with our region. So I don't know who. Great. I would love to talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Region 5 and Region 8.
Hi. So in Region 8, in June, Muskogee County celebrated a mother and son during National Reunification Month. The family was reunified earlier this year after the child had been in care since 2017 because the mom, continued to have challenges reaching sobriety. So it was a really nice celebration. The staff took the family to lunch and is providing, the additional support. All counties in Region 8 are planning their September law enforcement meet and greet events, and the region is already developing its theme and planning activities for National Adoption Month, which will take place in November.
Okay. Thank you, Region 8 and Region 10. See, Region 10, Tommy Hill. I know Tommy was on earlier. Let's see. We can come back. Region 12.
Hey, that's me again. This is Allie. Did not get to speak with Miss Sheila D. Stinkins before today's meeting, so that's on me. But I know that she is, we're, seeking to hire a new regional director for this area. I think that posting has now been reposted. We are excited to have a McIntosh County director, though, that vacancy filled from an internal position. I do know that there's a pretty stressful, high-profile case going on in Camden that's been very hard. We've been really trying to support staff there through those efforts. Just trying to build relationship here and see what the needs are of our families. I'm very interested. I'd love to hear more from Region 3 about the kinship unit. We have, those are some of the questions that I've gotten just locally around the amount of kinship care cases that we have and the follow-up there and how that really translates into the community. So I would love to know more about that.
Okay, thank you. Region 12 and Region 14 is myself, Shondina Morris. So, first, we are preparing for National Adoption Month, which will be November 22nd. That is a huge event for us in DeKalb County. That is one of our co-sponsors is our Clerk of Superior Court, Deborah Dewberry. So I would encourage anyone, if you're available for Friday, November 22nd, to please come out and support. We have a number of sponsors, Chick-fil-A, various vendors, and we usually have over 100 participants, and that's including their family members. So that's at the DeKalb County Courthouse. All of our DeKalb County Superior Court judges, including myself, participate, and we have wonderful keynote speakers for that event. Our director, DFACS director for DeKalb, which is Director Howard Bodie, she has assumed that position within the last month. She comes from Cobb County, where she has over a decade of experience in Cobb County, and she is excited. She indicated that one of the things that they are doing in DeKalb is they are having stability and permanency. And so we are following up next month for new additions and things. She encouraged me, and I will be attending with her the local DeKalb Advisory Board meeting, which is coming up in September. I don't recall the date offhand, but I will give you all an update on our next board meeting. Also, Director Brown with Fulton County DFACS. Everything is going well. So they also have their National Adoption Month, which is coming up, and theirs is usually that Saturday, which would be Saturday, November 23rd, 2024. And once again, I would encourage everyone to attend both if you can, or just reach out for support. Throughout the community, back to school. We've had, as stated by Anna, we've had a lot of back to school initiatives. So that has been going well. We've been partnering with our faith-based community to help and support our kids that are in care. And I will give you all additional updates on that for our next meeting. And I had another update, but I forgot what it was. Well, that's it for Region 14. So thank you all. And let's see, at large member Janice Finesse.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the update that I have, I just wanted to commend in Rockdale County, the outstanding job that the team is doing at DFACS. We have regular nonprofit meetings, as does Newton County, and the teams that show up for those nonprofit meetings always look sharp and definitely a place that you'd want to work. Very nice people that represent the agency, and they're doing a good job, especially monitoring the number of cases they have and working. You know, I've been very impressed by the private agencies that are now working to handle foster care children as well. So things are well in Rockdale and Newton County.
And I would like to take a moment just to send out congratulations to Janice. Congratulations on the recent election. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You are so kind. I'm really looking forward to not only serving in Rockdale County, but you know, we've been very fortunate to have the stability of Veronica Parrott and several of her team members at the DFACS office. And I mentioned earlier in our sidebar conversation about, you know, even when communities think about supporting families and children, how any connections that can help the DFACS agency are so important. And maybe there's an opportunity to even post a link for hiring at DFACS on the county website, but certainly something I want to explore to help support Veronica and the other agencies in surrounding areas as much as possible. But that's so kind of you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And just for those board members that may not be aware, you will start January 1st, 2025. Yes. Would you share your soon to be elected position as?
So I will be the chair of Rockdale County, and I actually was born and raised here in Rockdale County and moved away and worked in Washington, D.C. for a couple of years, and then in Peachtree City, and moved back to help raise our family and with my husband, Ken. And so it is a pleasure to be able to represent my hometown and really continue to do great work right here in Rockdale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And at-large member Jennifer Shinba.
I had the opportunity to meet with a Title I school in Region 5 just recently, and that included a member from Communities in School and then the school social worker. And it was really encouraging, but really enlightening as well. One of the feedback, a part of the feedback that I got from the school social worker was that when they're trying to offer services to families that are in need, such as getting them partnered with services that the department offers for housing stability, that sometimes it can be a real challenge that families need to overcome their fears of what involvement with the department looks like, that it's very fearful that children are going to be taken away when there are preventative services that can be offered to support the families. And so the school social worker just gave the feedback that it can be helpful sometimes to have a liaison that kind of removes some stigmas, that can educate families on how helpful some things can be in order to bring resources and support to families who might be in crisis and have needs.
Thank you. Thank you. And at large, Judge Virgil Cosley.
I must admit that I have been somewhat slovenly in my work over the last period. I had a dental procedure that gave me a terrible infection. I did that for 3 months. So I'm hoping now that I have turned that corner that I can get back to working, and Emma's sitting over there grimacing that I keep bothering her if that's the case. But I want to say that this meeting this is the best we've ever had since I've been here. And I think the changes that DFACS is making, all of them are positive and all of them are going to produce better results. And just really excited about that corner that has been turned. And I hate it that the staff's gonna have to do it, because there's a downside to every good side. Anyhow, that is my thanks, and I'll be quiet for a little while.
Okay. Well, thank you, Judge. And so at this time, we will have, it is that time of year, so we're going to have to consider who will lead the board as our next executive committee. And so this is my final year, 2024, on the executive committee. And so in addition of your board chair, we need to take a look at and consider who we would like to serve as our vice chair, because our current vice chair, Meredith Holt, will be rolling off of the advisory board in December. And as our bylaws state, there is a succession order, and with the chair and vice chair rolling off, Jennifer will be slated for the role of chair. And with that being said, we need 2 positions of the executive committee field. And so we will take nominations at this time, and we'll continue to take them until August 31st, 2024. So at this time, are there any nominations? Okay, well, I'm going to start this off. I am going to nominate Anna. I know, I've been putting Anna like on the spot all day today. But I will nominate Anna to serve as the role of secretary for our 2025 executive board. You don't object. Do you?
I do not object.
Oh,
No. I can accept.
No pressure there, no pressure there. And so any other nominations?
I don't want to nominate anybody without asking them first. But
Oh, okay.
I might.
I have no problem doing that.
I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I have some people in mind, but I don't want to say it. Someone might get upset.
Can you say one more time what positions are open?
So currently, Jennifer will serve as our chair. And so that leaves the position of, we need a vice chair, secretary, as well as, that's it?
Just vice chair and secretary.
Vice chair and secretary. Okay, so this will remain open for nominations until August 31st. And so that gives us, let me see, looking at my calendar, about 2.5 weeks. So if you all would, if there's anyone that you would like to nominate, please email Emma. Everybody has Emma's email address. Emma, what's your email address, just in case?
Gosh, it's Emma, EMMA.MCCULLOUGH1@dhs.ga.gov.
Okay, well, I think with that being said, we are close to adjourning. So look forward to seeing everyone for our next board meeting. That next board meeting will be November 12th, 2024. And I am going to make for the November 12th, 2024 meeting. It's going to be in person so we can have a celebration. So, because I'm leaving. So, in person here, November 12th, 2024 at 10 a.m. And so I would encourage you all to please come and participate in person, since we have not during this year had the full board in person together. So I would like to close out the year with us being in person and doing the work in the business of the ZFACS Advisory Board. And that is all that I have. So thank you all very much. I thought this was a very productive meeting. I really love the committee meetings and the breakout sessions. So I will see you all in November.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.